Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to another Morning Therapy with Barry B. Today we're going to talk about 5 signs that might indicate you're battling depression during this COVID-19 pandemic. I want to say depression is a very serious thing. Every 13 seconds there's somebody out there that's committing suicide that's solely based on the depression that they're battling. So let's be vigilant about this and let's understand 5 of the signs that might indicate you are battling depression too. Make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because guess what? At the end, I'm gonna give you some key tools on how to overcome this depression that you're battling during the COVID-19 pandemic. Real quick, before we get started, I want you to jump down to that comment section and I want you to let me know how depression has affected your life directly. Whether that's been through a family member, a friend, a significant other, anybody, just let me know, even yourself. Let me know how depression has affected you. I'll give you a couple of seconds. Hop down in those comments. While you're down there too, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss out on this content. All right, let's hop right into it. Sign number 1 that you're battling depression during this COVID-19 pandemic. You feel sad, empty, helpless, hopeless, worthless, angry, irritable, majority of your day. The key word is going to be majority. Now, we sometimes experience these emotions, but if we're experiencing majority of the day, then we got to start to question this. We have to say, okay, is this normal? Or am I possibly suffering from depression? Some of the things that we think when we're going through these emotional cycles are, I should be doing something. I shouldn't be doing something. These in the clinical field are what we call shoulding all over yourself. Don't should over yourself because it stinks. You tell your kids not to should over yourself. You stop giving them diapers because you don't want them to should on yourself. You don't want to change their shouldy diaper. So you out there, viewer, don't should on yourself. But we get into that should mentality, or I could be doing more, or I'm not doing enough. I'm worthless. I have no value. I'm hopeless. I'll never be able to get out of this situation or this predicament. We find ourselves in our mental processes going through that. This right here is a sign that you might be battling depression during this COVID-19 pandemic. Sign number 2 is a loss of interest in things that you used to find pleasurable. COVID-19 has really shaken up how we live our lives. If you looked at your life a year ago, it's probably completely different than how you're having to live it now. Now, some people will argue this is rightfully so. Others will say their rights are being infringed upon. I'm not here to talk about that. But what I do want to acknowledge is the fact of the situation. Your life is not the same as it was. So you might have been doing something like going to the gym with 10 of your buddies or 10 of your gals, going out to the clubs with a whole bunch of people, going out to dinners without a face mask on, doing all of these things that you were used to doing, being able to just go to the store, walk in, walk out. Now you can't do that. There are regulations and things in place. And like I said, I'm not here to say what is right and what is wrong. I'm just talking on the reality of the situation. Since you can't do things the way that you were doing them before, you might start to lose interest or pleasure in those things and no longer want to do them in any capacity at all. If that's you, that's an issue, and you might be suffering from depression. You have to find things that you're still interested in and that you still find pleasure in. If you're losing those pleasures as a human being, then that's a deficiency and it has to be paid attention to. Sign number 3 that you might be battling depression during this COVID-19 pandemic is hypersomnia, or feeling tired all of the time, like you just want to sleep constantly and constantly and constantly. With us being quarantined and with us losing the ability to do a lot of the things that we used to do, one of the things that a lot of people are adopting is sleeping, staying in bed, got the dark shades up, not coming out of the house, isolating themselves. This is a symptom of depression. You're no longer doing things that you enjoy. You no longer find joy in those things. And now you're constantly sleeping and feeling like you can't get enough. You sleep a long time, 10 hours out of your day, and you're still tired. How are you able to do this though? Because you lost your job, because you were furloughed, because your hours were cut back. You see, COVID-19 is creating a mental health disorder, and we have to take a grasp of it and we have to identify it, or else we're going to be on the deep end of this thing, and we're only getting started here. Sign number 4 that you might be suffering and battling depression during this COVID-19 pandemic is going to be the exact flip of sign number 3. You're suffering from insomnia. You feel like you can't get to sleep. When you want to go to sleep, your mind is constantly racing and wandering and worrying and feeling anxious. You can't get to sleep. You find yourself scrolling on your phone or scrolling on your tablet or tapped into Netflix or Hulu or whatever your social device has you paying attention to with that blue light that is designed to keep you up. You can't get to sleep. This in itself is going to cause depression because you are now depleting your serotonin. When you don't get enough sleep, your body's not able to properly bring it back in. So be vigilant and be aware of this. The first sign in being able to overcome or conquer something is being able to identify what it is exactly. And right here with these 5 signs, you're going to be able to identify exactly what it is you're suffering from and how to remedy it. And sign number 5 that you might be battling depression during this COVID-19 pandemic is significant weight gain or weight loss that was unplanned. Being quarantined, being isolated, you have one of 2 options. One, while you're in there and you have nothing else to do because you've lost pleasure in all of these things, you no longer want to do anything. You're either oversleeping or you're not getting enough sleep because you're constantly staying up, worrying, anxious, afraid, scared, all of these things. You now are going to resort to something that's going to comfort you, or you're worried about it. You're either going to overeat. You're going to eat for pleasure because you want to feel good. You're going to have all your snackies, your Cheetos, your chips, your juice, your pop, all of these things that bring you joy, bring you pleasure, taste good, your processed foods. You pop your burrito right in the microwave. Beep, beep, beep. Right there, you warm it up. 2 minutes later, you're bashing on it, and then you're getting more snackies, these things that decrease your serotonin levels. Or you're on the opposite end and you're overly body conscious because you can't get out, you can't go to the gym anymore. You're afraid of walking outside because if somebody coughs, that wind is going to blow in your face, and now all of a sudden you're sick. Again, no stance on this, but I'm just stating the facts. You no longer eat food. You're afraid that if you eat anything, you're going to blow up because you don't have the same capabilities of doing what you were doing before this pandemic happened. Both of these things are an issue and they have to be addressed. Like I said, the first step to anything is being able to identify what the issue or the problem is. And that's what we're doing right here. So what I want you to do real quick, in that comment section, I want you to let me know which one of these things, if it's multiple of them, let me know all of them that you are struggling with and that you see directly correlates to you while you're battling or suffering from your depression during COVID-19. So in this video, I'm not going to get to how you remedy this, but right here, you see this video right here? This is going to be all about how you remedy your depression during this COVID-19. Make sure you're tuned into this right here. Don't forget to punch that subscribe. Give me some likes if you can relate to this video. If it's something that resonates with you, throw some dislikes on there if it doesn't. And I appreciate you for tuning in to another Morning Therapy with Barry B. Peace.